Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right, okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. I'm your host, Laurie. I'm here with a star-studded panel. To my right, I've got my son, Daryl from the Boxing Lowdown in the building. Also, to my right, I've got the First Lady of AFTV and LL Sports TV, Kenya.
Love that name.
Yes.
You like that name?
Yeah, I love that name.
Yeah, I like it as well. It's good.
I like that name. I think it's fitting, man. I think it's fitting. But more importantly, we're here to talk about Arsenal's final pre-season game
As you
of
can
the
see
summer.
by the outfits.
Yeah, for real, man. Arsenal's final pre-season game, Game 5. AC Milan beat them 1-0. Then we beat Newcastle 3-2. Then we had back-to-back defeats against Tottenham and Villarreal, respectively. So today, Kenya, was a big day at the Emirates, sold out against Bilbao, or Atletico. And a much better game, much better result. Kenya, give us your initial thoughts on the game.
Yeah, it was a good game. We played a very strong team. Let's start with that. Maybe one change in Calafiori that we might have been a bit different to what we usually play. But other than that, that's basically a starting 11. And yeah, we looked very good, very intense. We scored 3 goals. You know, we started to see our new signings actually playing with the first teamers now. So overall, as you said, it was sold out. There's a lot of people there. Yeah, it was a very good game. It was a good way to finish the preseason, especially as you said, we'd lost back-to-back previously.
And Daryl, switching to Daryl, 34 minutes into the game, Victor Gyokores heads that goal in, man, and everybody just went crazy in here. Apparently at the stadium, they went mental.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and Gyokores, let's be honest, I mean, a few minutes before that, he'd had a great opportunity and he spurned it, and a lot of us were looking at each other thinking, oh, man.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, man, that goal, first of all, the pass from Zubimendi, who, by the way, I thought was outstanding.
And
Man of the match. He was actually voted man of the match, by the way.
He was, yeah. That's totally fitting. I thought he was brilliant from start to finish. But yeah, so the cross was amazing. But the finish, and let's face it, a lot of people saying that heading wasn't one of Gyokores' strengths, but hey, man, he put that away.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Apparently, he don't score headers. Well, he scored one today, and he nearly scored 2.
He did.
Well,
yeah,
he nearly scored
true.
another one. So I think it was great for him to, I'll say, get the monkey off your back. But you know, you saw a few of the tweets out there. A few of the rival fans were kind of singling him out, wanting him to fail, of course. But great to see him get on the score sheet. Great preparation ahead of Man United next week. Thought he looked really good, sharp, really wanted to get the ball, active. I saw him drifting out to the flanks as well at times. He was that desperate to get the ball. So
he was Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that 14 shirt.
He's got that shirt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, overall, I was happy with his performance. I said at the beginning of the watch long, I'd like to see him get probably 60, 70 minutes, which is what he got.
Yep.
So I reckon that, ahead of the Man United game, great preparation. You got a goal, and it can only do you well.
Yeah, 100%. And 2 minutes after that, Kenya, a man who also had a very good game, also a candidate for man of the match, he got the goal on the 36th minute. Bukayo Saka, I thought he was really good today, really sharp.
Yeah, man. I think, as I was saying before, it's testament to how good he is. The fact that someone can score and assist and not even get man of the match. It's just so Saka. It's just what Saka does.
Yeah.
Like, he is that guy. That's facts. He just makes games whatever he wants it to be. He's just such a joy to watch, and he looks really sharp, especially considering he tore his hamstring, but that seems to be behind him. There's no like mental block or anything. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, excellent performance. And you know what? I thought he looked good in all the games.
Yeah.
I know Cecil was saying he didn't think he looked that good against Villarreal, but I thought he looked good in
he did.
all 5 games that I've
Dangerous.
seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, Kenya, ultra consistent. He's so good that, like you said, sometimes it kind of goes
under the radar
as to how good he is. But again today, fantastic. Moving on then, we got 2-0 up. And once we got that second goal, we never looked back. I thought we looked really good. I thought we dominated possession. If anything, we should have had more goals.
Yeah, of course.
Because I thought the performance merited that. But the third goal, let's talk about that, because Kai Havertz, the much maligned Kai Havertz has to be said. The hench Kai Havertz, he's beefed up during the summer. He possibly scored late on in that game. I would think the best goal out of all 3.
Yeah, of course it was the best goal.
You know what I mean? Ball over the top, brilliant ball by Saka.
Yeah.
Havertz facing up against 2 defenders, outpaces them clearly, goes on, slots the ball in the corner.
Holds off the defender as well.
Holds off the defender, shows pace, strength and composure to finish. Daryl, that was a great moment for him.
Yeah, really happy for him. Came off the bench and got a goal, and this can only be good for us.
Exactly.
I said that I was hoping to see, this will invigorate Havertz in terms of providing competition for Gyokores, and we're playing a lot of games over the season, so we're going to need both of them, and it's great to see both of them getting a goal, all our forwards getting on the score sheet, which is a positive. So yeah, I think it was great. The goal was brilliant, and he's a confidence player. So good to see him get that goal. Great goal at that, and I think it will only do us well as a team.
100%. Now let's talk about the left side of Arsenal's attack, because going into this game there was two big issues. People were talking about Gyokores, but they were also talking about the so-called, let's be honest, it's not so-called, it's facts.
Yeah.
There is an imbalance to Arsenal's attack. We're very right-wing coded. Everything positive seems to go down the right.
Yeah.
Therefore, there was a lot of pressure today on Gabriel Martinelli. He's not had a good pre-season, it has to be said. He was a little bit better against Villarreal, but still, he was, he was short of convincing us that, he was going to attack the season in good form. How do you think he did today, Kenya? Gabriel Martinelli?
It's a bit of a mixed bag. I would say it was his best game in pre-season, but there were probably maybe a few concerns of like, we've seen that before. I want you to get your shots on target a bit more, or the way you take on your players could be much better. But there was glimmers of hope in there. That's what I would say.
Daryl?
Yeah, I agree. Some of the decision making at times, he had his head down when, he could have made a better pass. But, I feel like maybe I'm being a bit too critical there, because like I said, it is just pre-season. But I thought that there was improvement compared to previous games, but I think that position right now is up for debate in terms of...
Yeah, that was going to be my supplementary question, because of course Noni Madueke came on early in the second half and I thought he had a really good game. Okay, maybe not really good game, but I thought he had a good game.
Made a good
sharp.
Yeah.
And I thought that he's given the manager something to think about in terms of next week. Kenya, I've got to ask, because you've been quite critical of Martinelli, so have I. Do you think Madueke's done enough to displace him, or do you think the manager will stick with Martinelli for that?
I do think he'll stick with Martinelli, but what I would say, it's something in the back of Arteta's mind of like, wow, this guy who's not even a left winger has gone onto that side and really impressed in this game. I mean, we do have to consider that Madueke's not really had a pre-season with us, because he obviously was at the Club World Cup with Chelsea.
Yep.
He's come back early from his holiday, which he didn't have to do, but he's come back early to be with the team. So Arteta might be like, right, he's not maybe ready to start, but he can come off the bench maybe to be an impact sub, which he was today, and he was really good. But I'm happy in the sense that someone like Martinelli needs competition. He needs someone close and similar to him to really push him, and this might actually see us get the best out of someone like him.
Well, let me ask this question then. I mean, there's one player that we're leaving out here. Of course, he's injured right now, but Leandro Trossard, if he's fit, would he be the starting?
Nope.
No, they're not having him.
I love Trossard a lot, but to me, Trossard is not a starter. He's someone he's shown he's not consistent enough to start. He'll play 3 good games, and the 4th and the 5th game are dreadful.
But then Martinelli hasn't been consistent either.
True, but I would say Martinelli's maybe consistency as a starter is still at a decent level compared to Trossard. Like, I think about last season at the start. I think about Trossard against Newcastle. That was literally one of the worst games I've ever seen him in. And he went on a spell of games like that. And he is unfortunately a player that does go in those type of spell of games where he'll be fantastic for a game, and then the next game it's like night and day with him. So to me, he's a super sub. He's not a starter.
I would agree with a lot of that. He does tend to impact games as a sub much more than he does when he's starting. I think the other thing as well, why Martinelli tends to start over Trossard, is that he has 2 important attributes to the team. One is obvious pace, which is of course, you need players of pace in the team, and I would say that Martinelli is probably the quickest player in the Arsenal setup. Secondly, Kenya just touched on it, his defensive work is very good, and obviously in the Premier League you need that as well. So it's an interesting debate, man. I mean, I must admit, when I saw Madueke today, I was tempted to think that I might start him ahead of Martinelli for the game against Man United, but the more I think about it, the more I think the manager will probably start with Martinelli. I mean, he didn't play badly today.
No, he didn't.
It was an improvement on
decent,
some of his other performances, and like I said, the pace he has, the defensive work he does is very important to the way we play. So I expect him to keep his position, although I do want to see Madueke get some minutes against Man United.
And I think he will.
And I think he will as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the left-back position, because Calafiori came in today, and I thought he looked good. He came in ahead of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Some people looked at it as though Miles Lewis-Skelly might have been dropped. Me, not so much. I think it was Calafiori's had an injury.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity today for the manager to have a look at him. How do you think he did, Kenny? Calafiori.
Yeah, I think he did really good. I do think it's a bit mix of both. I think we did need him to get up to speed, but I also think Miles in the last 2 games I think he was good against Spurs actually. Although I know people will talk about that, him getting the goal, but it is actually a foul. But he locked up Kudus in that game, in my opinion.
Right.
But,
you think so? I thought Kudus had a good game, man.
Nah, man. I think he locked up
I don't know about that, you know.
I think he did.
I don't know about that, man.
I think you should go back.
Kudus was Tottenham's best player that day. Anyway, carry on.
What did Kudus do of any notice?
Yeah, I thought he looked quite sharp. But anyway,
he tried to beat Miles one time. I just said, move.
Yeah, it was an interesting battle.
Yeah.
But
I think he was really good.
To be honest, I don't think Miles locked him up. I think Kudus had a decent game.
I think he did. I'm not gonna lie, but I think in the last.
But who would you start come next week? I mean, because I think Calafiori today, when he came in, the way he played, you did think to yourself, "Wow, he looks sharp."
He's good when he's fit.
Yeah.
It's hard to say though, because what I would say is, although he was really good, I would say I would say that playing against, no disrespect to Bilbao, is different to playing against Man United when you got Mbeumo on that side. Do you know what I mean? Mbeumo who's lightning quick, Mbeumo who's very skillful, and someone like Calafiori we saw in the game already. He wants to get very far forward and be all over the place. So that would be a vulnerable area. So Arteta might look at it and be like, Miles is probably the best fit because he's more defensively, like he stays back a bit more compared to Calafiori, who's a bit more forward thinking. But I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, I thought he looked good.
Really good.
Who would you go for, Calafiori or Miles next week, Daryl?
I'll go for Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah, that's probably the right. I think so as well.
Yeah, I mean, I
it's a
tend
good
to
option
agree.
to have.
But like I said, I think he was one of those players that came in today and again, a bit like Madueke, gave the manager something to think about. Right, let's talk about central defence, because Gabriel and Saliba were reunited today.
To have them back,
Yeah,
the marriage is back.
We all know about that partnership is a proper partnership.
It's matrimony.
But do you think that Gabriel's had enough minutes to suggest that he will start next week, or do you think he might resist the temptation and play Kivior?
Nah.
He's got to start Gabriel.
He's got to start Gabriel. Sorry, you know me already. We've argued multiple times about Kivior. I really like Kivior. I think he's good at his job, which is being a backup. But to me, Gabriel today, he looked as of Gabriel of old. He looked fine. Do you know what I mean?
Ready.
Yeah, he looked ready to me. I would expect to see him against Man United.
We can't really with the games that we're not easing into the season. Our first 6 games are, we've got United in there, we've got Liverpool away in there, we've got Newcastle away in there, we've got City in there. If our best players are available, we just got to play them.
Yeah. No, I would tend to agree, man. I mean, the only concern would have been whether he was up to speed in terms of match sharpness and fitness. To me, I didn't see anything to suggest otherwise. I think he's ready to go, and I'm pretty sure that if he is fit enough, obviously they assess these guys, they do all the metrics, all the tests and all that. If he's anywhere near close, I'm pretty sure he'll start next week. That leaves the right back position. Jurriën Timber played there today. You've seen Ben White there in previous games. Kenya, how do you think Timber looked?
Good. I mean, he did have one moment where he did get done, but that's very unlike Timber, to be honest. And then even then he got back and did really well. So I think he looked really good, especially considering he was out of injury. So yeah, I was happy, to be honest.
Yeah,
Timber?
Timber's just, I mean, he's been a revelation since he's joined, man. I mean, you consider, the injury that he actually had, which, started his career at Arsenal. But since he came back last season, he was just, I think before the beginning of last season, it was like a toss-up as to who you'd prefer. Now, I think it's pretty clear who our starting right-back is, and that is Jurriën Timber.
Yeah.
I would agree. It's good to see Ben White back getting some minutes.
Ben White too,
He's looked good in pre-season.
And it's great to see them battling out for that position. But I'm with you guys. If I had to choose one out of the two at this moment in time, it would have to be Timber. But listen, Ben White is a very able backup.
It's a squad
And,
game.
yeah,
Got a lot of games over the season.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Exactly.
Can't end without talking about the captain, Martin Odegaard. His name has come under a lot of scrutiny in this pre-season. A lot of people saying, quite rightly, that it's a big season for him. He disappointed last season. Kenya, what you've seen him over the 5 games, because he's played in all 5 pre-season games, what do you make of Odegaard, and do you think he's the man for that number 10 position?
Yeah, he's looked alright. I think today he looked. I really liked his performance today. I know there was no goal or assist. I'm not sure assist wise, but I know there was no GA. But I still think that doesn't take away from how good he looked. He played some really good passes in.
Looked lively.
Yeah, he looked lively. So if he can go into the season and build on that and score more, assist more, get back to the Odegaard that we know, which can score and assist a lot, then I'll be happy. Obviously, it's a big season. Last season, he himself would feel disappointed with how last season went for him, but we also have to consider he had a very serious injury.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm personally not going to write off our captain, who
Same.
I know 2 seasons before, the season before that and the season before that was Arsenal Player of the Season.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well
Darryl?
said. Yeah, totally agree. Everything you said there, Kenya. I mean, this guy's our captain. He's our leader.
Yeah.
And he was out for 3 months last season, you know, and I thought that, yes, he did have a dip in form. Some of the criticism was warranted, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You know, naturally it's going to take a while to get back into form, and we need him going into this new season. And he's the guy that pulls the strings, and I think, yeah, it's a big season for him, but I think he can deliver. He's the captain of Arsenal. He's the captain of Norway.
Yeah.
And why would we not? You know, why would he not play? He's got to be out there pulling the strings and
talisman.
dictating everything. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Big season up ahead for him, but listen, man, I've got every confidence in him. I think he has looked better game on game. I thought today he looked good, and yeah, I'm happy with his performance. Right, okay then, so we've got to come full circle now. Kenya, just a quick summarisation of the pre-season as a whole, and how do you think Arsenal go into that crucial season opener against Man United next week?
Good pre-season, had a few lows but ended on a high. Got to go into Man United now, lock in, try and win that game, take it as it is, which is a big game, but go in there, get the 3 points, move on to the next. That's how I see it.
Darryl, same question to you.
Yeah, listen, it'll be a huge boost going up to Old Trafford and winning. It's never easy, as you know, we've always found it a difficult place to go to. If we can go there and get a win, and even better, win convincingly, then it will set us up great for the first 6 games of those season, which are very difficult.
And I would say, in closing, that overall I think the pre-season has been good. I mean, we had the 2 wins against Milan, beat them fairly comfortably.
Yeah.
Then we played Newcastle, beat them 3-2. I thought we looked good in that game as well. Tottenham wasn't so good. We lost that game. It's disappointing. Villarreal game was probably the worst of our 4 games, to be honest. We didn't play well.
Yeah.
We were well beaten by them in the end. But today I was a lot more encouraged. I thought we looked good. We won 3-0, 3 goals scored, no goals conceded. Great to see Gyokores on the score sheet. I think that'd be really good for him going forward. And overall, yeah, I'm pleased.
Yeah.
So although I went into the game today with some reservations, I'm actually coming out the other end
Feeling more
a lot
relaxed.
more encouraged, a lot more excited. Can't wait for the game next week. I'm really confident now about next week. And yeah, man, I think we're happy,
go.
yeah?
Come on,
Yeah.
you Gooners.
We're happy?
Let's
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
Let's go.
I'm happy.
All right, Kenya.
Nice
The
one.
First Lady, thank you so much. Darryl,
Thank you.
so much. Mr. Boxing Lowdown, make sure you check him out.
Yes,
and
please.
make sure you check out LL Sports TV. You're doing a lot more content as the season starts. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next one. We're out.
Peace out.